All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Kenny Bewit Macwatt, Standing Bear, Soda Tribe, Fishing Lake First Nation, Saskatchewan, Canada, Treaty 4 Territory, Anishinaabe, 60 Scoop Survivor, published author. Welcome to We Are the Medicine Circle, which really implies that we are the Medicine Circle, really implies this right here. We're back in the We Are the Medicine official studios this morning, so here we are. We are the medicine, and so that pretty much gets me off the hook because no one's in charge, right? Like we're all kind of in charge here. It may appear from the outside this is something I am in the service of the Great Spirit, and I'm in the service of the circle, and I am sitting right here next to you. So I'm not up front. You're not my flock. This is not anything preacher, pastor, like anything like that. This is nothing like a patriarchal kind of thing. It's not that. We just say we dismiss that, and what do we say? We say no, thank you, and just we just know that we are sitting here in the same circle. In the same circle. That's really it. And if no one said that they love you today, I love you very much. Which really simply means that I want you to live a really good, beautiful, powerful life connected to all those beautiful things. And those things are water, fire, earth, and air. Starting with those, and then starting with all those other medicines. And we're going to start. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that today. We are going over Whispers from the Hollow Bone, January 18th. So if we want to get a volunteer to put that in the feed, that would be good. You guys have asked me repeatedly to do that earlier, and we're doing it. So that's it. Okay, a couple housekeeping announcements. So if there is a lag in the connection, and sometimes there are, we had a horrible day the other day on Facebook, but we did not on YouTube. So YouTube's greatest supporter is Facebook. So, so we are coming off two platforms. So if you see me looking back and forth, that's what I'm doing. We are at Standing Bear, the author YouTube channel. So if you would like to go live from there without any distractions, any disruptions, that is fine. Please go like and subscribe over there so we can build our numbers over there. Yeah, because sometimes, and just know that if you stay over here at YouTube, just know that I'm not going anywhere. If there's a disruption in the audio or the visual, just know that I'm going to hit that live button again. We will pick up right where we left off. Yeah. Okay. So tags. So we have a new tag list out there. It's like a couple of weeks old. For you YouTubers out there, if there's a lot of notifications too, because we do a lot of great stuff, a lot of great comments. We encourage the comments. So there's three buttons. There's three little dots right here. If you wish not to be tagged anymore, that's fine. Just just hit those three little dots. A drop down will come down, and just click no more, turn off notifications. It's really that simple. And so all right, here we are. So let's get started in a good and beautiful way. Again, like always, we asked for a volunteer. We asked for a volunteer for the smudge this morning. It's in to follow the prayer of the grandmother out in Vancouver that suggested, when the grandmother suggests, it's no longer suggestion. It's something that we do. And it's so beautiful, so powerful. Thank you to the grandmother. She does not. A couple of you asked, what's her name? No, she does not wish to be identified. So we're just gonna. She says that's good enough. Yeah, so if we get a volunteer to keep this smoke going throughout the morning circle, in remembrance for the residential school children who never came home. And I would just add, and I talked to her about this, Say if we could add just the families who are still grieving and mourning, and she said absolutely. So it brings tears to my eyes, man. It really does. It's just like wow. It's just like so. Yeah, so let's begin in a good and beautiful way here. Here we go. If you would like to offer with me, that would be good. A little help from above, a little pinch of tobacco. Asking without offering, asking without prayer is spiritual stealing. So let us begin in a good and beautiful way. If it does not begin with prayer, it does not begin. If it does not begin with spirit, then it does not begin. That means seen and unseen. That's what that means. Just saying that. So we ask for the physical, and then we ask for the spiritual. So it's seeing so we're already bringing in harmony and balance. One of your really brilliant questions the other day. So thank you for that. A little help from below, a little help from above. So we're all equaled out this morning. I love you guys. So yeah, let's have a good time this morning. Let's have a really good time. Let's have a good prayer this morning. And then Kitchen Manitou, great spirit, creator, great mystery. Chi Meg Witch, thank you. Chi Meg Witch for our breath. Chi Meg Witch for our circle. Chi Meg Witch for our day. Chi Meg Witch for our life. Thank you, man. I'm so grateful. Let's just be grateful this morning. After everything we've been through, let's just be grateful. We come here today. We mean no harm in what we do. We come here in a humble way, in a sacred way, in a holy way. We are grateful for our last breath, and we are hopeful for our next, and we live in that place in between. We may come here for a lot of reasons, but the first reason always is life. Without life, we have nothing. So we come here and we celebrate all life as if it was our own, and it is. We celebrate all nations, circles, and tribes. We celebrate all directions. We celebrate those tribes, especially the ones that don't look like the two-legged, like the standing nations. The ones that offer the world breath, we say thank you. To the swimming nations, the fish nations, the ones who teach us how to live in harmony and balance with the water, because we have forgotten how. To the winged nations, the ones who teach us how to live in harmony and balance with the wind and air, because we have forgotten how. To the creepy crawlies and the slitheries, the ones who stay close and grounded to Mother Earth, because we have forgotten how. We say thank you to all these nations. To the four-legged nations, circles, and tribes, the ones who offer us and give us so much to and for our humanity, we say thank you. And of course, to other two-legged nations, circles, and tribes, for we understand that you are our teachers as well. And this makes our ears and our hearts very happy. We come here and we celebrate those things that give us life: air, water, fire, earth. We celebrate the 7 directions because we know life and love come from all directions. As above, as below. Seen and unseen, physical and spiritual. We celebrate the ones who have come before us, our ancestors, and remember, if they are our relatives here, which they all are, then they are our ancestors over there. So we come from a million points of light and love because they carried this prayers of light and love. They lived according with spiritual law, with natural law, and they passed this along to us. And we understand this, and we sit with this, and we pray with this, and we pray for this. And we say thank you. And we also understand that some of our two-legged ancestors were hurt, wounded, abused, and traumatized, and they passed that along to us. Time of great sorrow and great pain and great hurt, but also a time of great healing and an opportunity to heal, a responsibility to heal, not just for ourselves, because that would be selfish. We come here as a part of life to heal the sacred hoop of life. We come here because we don't want the next seven generations to suffer the way we have suffered. So one opportunity is to heal the hurts that have been given to us. And once we start that process, we begin to understand that what they've given us was never ours to hold. It was never ours to begin with. It was always ours to heal from. And we offer this healing to the next 7 generations. We offer this love, this humility, this truth to the next 7 generations, for we only borrow this earth from our children, and our children are only loaned it to us. So we live at the intersection between 2 unseen worlds. They hear and see everything that we say, because they are a part of the sacred hoop of life. What a privilege it is to be here and to sit in circle, to be a part of this thing called life. And the ancestors, they left us a trail to follow, a well-worn trail, but one we can only sit with beautiful intent. That intent is healing. We can only see it with our hearts, with that beautiful intent. It is called the Red Road, the road of wellness, the road of all people, the road of life, the road of unity, of love and light. We as Indigenous people, we do not own this road. We do not own this road. We are stewards of this road. We are stewards of the Red Road to offer this medicine back to the people in this time of great illness and darkness. So we are honored to be here and to help you on this road. And these roads comes with teaching humility, love, truth, honesty, respect, wisdom, courage, love. The 7 teachings. The medicine wheel. So let us make good relations with these unseen, these beautiful and powerful presents that give us life and love. Let us do better than we did yesterday. Let us be better humans today. Let us treat each other a little better than we did yesterday. So thank you. Thank you for bringing us here, Creator, this time, this place. And let us remember at the end of this, the first prayer at the center of the universe of harmony and balance. We are here to be the peacemakers for the next 7 generations, I hope. All right. Okay, well, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you are. My name is Kenny Blue at Mac Watts, Standing Bear, Certified Fishing Expert Nation, Saskatchewan, Canada, Treaty 4 territory. A couple things before we get started in earnest. We're going to have a little surprise for you today. Instead of a question, there's going to be a story, because a bunch of you said, "Well, I love your story." So we're gonna bring out a new story. It's kind of a short story for the question of the day segment. So thank you for suggesting that. But before we get started, hollow bones. That prayer was a hollow bones prayer. So we connect to all those beautiful things. So we understand that there's a life force. We connect to that life force. That's the first half, and then so it comes to us, and then we share that life force. That means we give prayers, life. That means we pray with those things that give us life. So we pray with and for the water, with and for the fire, with and for the earth, and with and for the air, all these things that give us life. So we stay connected, right? Like it's one thing to get connected, it's another thing to stay connected, right? And it's one thing to get connected for selfish reasons, and then it's another thing to get connected for the circle, right? We are here to make a better circle, the stronger hoop of life. So, hollow bones, and please, and please feel free to put your definition of hollow bones. Please just don't rely on me. So giving you an opportunity to share your medicine here, right? Because we are all, at the end of the day, hollow bones. We share our beautiful perspectives, our life, and our experiences. That's part of being hollow bones. Again, this is not about being right or wrong. This is just being simply knowing where we are, what we're doing, and how we're doing it in a really good way. And that is always meant to be shared. So, okay, ancestors and elders. So it's really traditional for us to thank those who have come before us. So thank you to Tony Stonehawk. Thank you to all those other men and women over at Fishing Lake First Nation who have guided me in a really good and beautiful way. And thank you to all those other men and women of medicine who carried this medicine when it was really dangerous to do so. We about that like frequently, right? Because in my lifetime it was illegal to do what we're doing here, to talk about medicine, to hold the medicine, to even hold the ceremonies. It was outlawed by the crown and the U.S. government. We could not. They will put us in jail, murder us, kill us for doing what we are doing here today. So let's be really grateful that we are here again. That gratitude brings that life force back. It really protects us from those things that would tear us down. So thank you for that. And so when we thank the elders directly, then they come here and protect us. Right? And that's a beautiful thing, because I need to feel protected. In fact, we're going to talk about that today in the reading. So again, Whispers from the Hollow Bone, January 18th. So if someone could put that in the feed. So please and thank you in advance. Okay, circle medicine. Here we are. The sacred hoop. This is it right here. This is not a prop. I got that comment the other day. I'm going to smudge your face if you talk about that. This is not a prop. I love the props. No, feather is medicine. Let's medicine, right? Let's start using the language, right? The medicine, right? This is our medicine. This is what we look like. This is who we are, what we are. This is me. Ziva Sybil. This is all these beautiful people here on Facebook. These are all these beautiful here YouTubers. I love you. Thank you for joining us. This is beautiful, powerful. This is sacred. This is a beautiful moment. And this is all of us, right? So let's start picturing that in our mind. That was a question from you. That, well, what should we do with it? Well, have it picture that in our minds, right? So when we get to that like little low dip, we can just think of, oh yeah, I'm part of something beautiful, powerful, and sacred. Like, just say that. That's like beautiful, That's a beautiful intent. So, and that's really what circle medicine is really understanding that. Okay, sacred feminine. We live in a colonial world that doesn't recognize the sacred feminine. That's why we do this. That's why we do this, right? So we're all colonial refugees, right? We're either Christian or Catholic refugees. There was a Buddhist here the other day too. Buddhist, so they really enjoyed what we were doing here. So colonial refugees. That means we're just learning a new way, right? We're learning the new way, which is really the old way, which is one of our ancestors, and one of those teachings is the life givers. So we would not be here without the sacred feminine. So you are sacred, powerful. You are sacred and powerful. Okay. Just know that. That's where we're going to start. That's the beginning right there. That's a beautiful, powerful beginning. What more do we really need to say? You are beautiful and powerful. You are sacred. You are enough, right? We don't have to bring in that colonial world, those ideas of what the sacred feminine should be, ought to be, or what you should look like. Just know that this beautiful womb space You know, just know that. Okay, so all right. So question of the day. You guys have been asking. We had a this weekend we had a story time, and I told one of my personal stories. What did I do? I forget what stories I told. But we're gonna tell a story. This is one of my favorite stories. This is a personal story of mine. Let me get. I love to hold my feather when I tell my stories. So what I want you to do is just kind of want you to picture a lifeguard and a beach. That happens to be me, but you know you don't have to put me there. But you know, it's just one of my favorite stories. In fact, one of my friends on my Facebook list, she was there. She was there with me. You know, when I think about Mother Earth and you know saving the Earth and being a part of this Earth, you know, I was a South Florida ocean lifeguard um, for about 17 years, and we were paramedics, and so we were EMT paramedics. So we rescued a lot of people, you know, heart attacks, this type, you know, kind of thing. Occasionally, it would look a little different. So I was sitting the north end of Hollywood Beach, Florida, which is kind of like the quiet end. It was more residential than the central and south. And the south was more condo buildings. It was really and the central was more parking and more public beach, and it was just like that. But the north end is really kind of quiet, really beautiful. So I was sitting there. Turtle hatching season. That means the sea turtles, the like the loggerbacks and the leatherbacks, they would come in and they would lay their eggs. And for the most part, 90%, 95% of the time, they would hatch at night and they would run into the ocean. But sometimes they didn't. Sometimes they would hatch in the middle of the day. And this was one of those days. And so it was early. It was earlier in the morning. We opened up at 9, and I think it was about 10, probably about 10 o'clock. You know, I had a beachgoer come to me and said that there's turtles hatching. There's turtles hatching. I said, oh, okay, we'll just let them hatch then. And he said, no, they're going the wrong direction. They're going toward, you know, west instead of east. East was the ocean. So I go, oh no. You know, where are they? Well, there's a road, Ocean Drive right there, A1A Ocean Drive right there, and you know they're starting to cross, going into the waterway, which is and they're going the wrong direction. So I call up my lieutenant and you know request permission leave to leave the beach area to do a turtle rescue. And so she okayed Hollywood HQ uh, headquarters okayed and they were bringing back up and so I got two buckets because there's probably hundreds, right? Could be 100, 150, could be 200 eggs, right? Could be 200, you know, hatchlings. So I drove off the beach and then I was running around picking up these little, you know, these little turtles, right? You know, they're this big and you know they're like flapping, right? You know, they go flapping like that, right? You know, they're just in there flapping, and then I had a bucket, and then I was just putting them all in the bucket, and I had probably considerably 15 people just running around. They were in the bushes. They were in the sea grapes. They were in the sea oats, and they were everywhere. And so we spent an hour back there. Somebody, I think Lieutenant was watching the beach for me, and what I had to do was um, get the rescue board out, and I think I did this twice, maybe three times. I I I, I put the little guys who were in the bucket. It was a big bucket, right? It's a big bucket, and then it was a really calm day too, and so I paddled out, with the bucket, and I can remember, and I'll never forget this. And I just released all of them, and it looks like it was one of the most beautiful things ever in my life. Right? And I've seen a lot of beautiful things, but when you dump this bucket full of beautiful, beautiful things, beautiful, beautiful turtles, they went in every direction, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful, and so I dumped it, and was just watching these little guys swim off in every direction. So I went back, got another bucket, paddled out, dumped it again. I think I did that two or three times. But people ask me, what was my, they know that I was like an ocean rescue lifeguard. So well, tell us some stories. And so this is one of my favorite memories. That was one of my favorite, if not the favorite rescues. That I've ever made in my life, and I think about that. I like think about like everybody that was there to help, like everybody really just came together, just picking up all these turtles, these beautiful, beautiful sea creatures, and then just returning them back to life. It really brings a tear to my eyes. So, okay, all right. So, pretty cool story, man. I think about that from time to time, right? Just think about like picking up these little guys, and just and like I kind of feel like their dad, and just kind of being like, I wonder what's going on with them. Like if they, because turtles come back to the same beach that they were born at. So I'm just thinking that it's probably like 20 years later now, right? Probably over 20 years later, and I think about, well, how many turtles came back to that beach, right? Celebrate that life. So, anyway, okay. So we are. What time is it? We're looking pretty good on time. Try to keep that story to like a little shorter thing. But what we do here, if you're new here, what we do is we read from Whispers from the Hollow Bone. Daily Medicine, both meditation books written by me. If you would like to get your copy, please feel free. We encourage that. But what we do here is we will read the meditation, develop a general impression, and it's really important that we acknowledge that. That's not something that we gloss over, so that's why we go over it, because there's a bunch of people over on YouTube, 30 beautiful, 29 beautiful people here on Facebook. And so one reading, so we're going to get 30, 40 different kind of general impressions. And this is not about right or wrong, right? This is not about right or wrong. This is about, hey, understanding where you are, where your starting position is. And your starting position, write this down. Your starting is not an ending. It's just a beginning, right? So people think, oh well, because I haven't been here for, like you, Sandy Bear, for 30 years, then I'm less than, right? And that's not what we're trying to do. We're not here to promote that. We're here to promote your voice and where you are. Write that down. And that's what we're here. This is not about right and wrong. So we don't bring that colonial thinking in. So that's why we say all the time, and it's really important that we understand this. Right? It's really important that we understand it. So not right or wrong, good or bad. So we're not bad people becoming good, right? That's a colonialism, right? Like if we make a mistake, then we're bad people. No, we're not. We're just trying to get healthy. You see, that's the difference between the colonial world and the spiritual world, right? So that was a question from you. I think yesterday it came in. So can you explain that a little bit more? So. Okay, so again, what we're going to do is we're going to read it a couple of times, develop a general impression. We encourage you to write down your general impression here. That is okay. Hey, this is what I think. This is where I start. And then the beautiful thing is the magical thing. This is when the medicine gathers. Um, we all grow in understanding together. That's the medicine. That's the medicine that is in the gathering. If we don't gather, then then we would never get the opportunity to grow, to understand, to learn together. We are here to grow and learn together. That's what makes it so beautiful and so powerful, right? So we grow together in love and understanding. That's the beautiful thing, right? And the beautiful thing is even more, like if we want to break that down, we all come from different backgrounds, right? We all, Irish Catholic, Scottish, German, whatever our background is, and the beautiful thing is like the Great Spirit does not judge you on your background right here, right? We just say, hey, let's all get together, and I think that's a beautiful thing, right? So if you're Norwegian or Viking background, but the beautiful thing is we all get to sit here and we all get to grow together. So anyway, let's move along. We're in pretty good time right here. So okay, our elders say, always carry your medicine with you, so that your medicine may carry you. Whew. Powerful, very beautiful, very powerful. Okay, Whispers from Hollow Bone, uh, January 18th. Our elders say, always carry, always carry your medicine with you, so your medicine may carry you. What does that mean? What does that mean to you? Right? What does that mean to you? Let's start at the very beginning. Hour. That is so beautiful and so powerful. Let's just jump on that. When we hear we, us, and our, right? English is a really bad language. It's pores. They can manipulate. They can control, fear, manipulate. That's what the English language does. That's what we are part of, right? But like a broken clock, it's right twice a day. So let's just jump on it, acknowledge it, stand in its power. So right here, what we're looking at now is we, us, and our. So this is what they're talking to. And so the sacred hoop of life. That's what they're talking about, right? That's what the Great Spirit, that's beautiful. That is a beautiful place of safety. I love you. That's a beautiful place. That means we're never alone. We can be lonely, but really, in actuality, in terms of the Spirit, the Great Spirit, the sacred hoop of life, we are never alone, right? Right. There might not be people in close physical proximity, but we live in both worlds, and this is a representation of both worlds, seen and unseen. We are overlapped and intertwined. Prayers, teaching, love. Yeah, and like if we really want to break that down, humility, the seven sacred laws: humility, love, truth, honesty, respect, wisdom, courage. Right? We are all those things, right? And this is what that looks like. This is you. This is Sybil. This is I think I saw one of our elders in there, Peter Nidby. He's a real good guy. Yeah, love that guy. Love that elder. Right? So, so it's us and all these beautiful teachings, and then once we sit with these a little bit, we realize we already are all these teachings. So it's not really teaching; it's more of an alignment. And so there's that beautiful thing that grandfather always taught me: the gentle course correction. Right. So that's just what we're talking about here is just perception and who we are, what we are, and how we're doing it, right? So we are all sacred. That's beautiful, right? Doesn't mean we're perfect. It means that we are in the middle of this beautiful, gentle course correction, right? That means we do a little better than we did yesterday. That means we grow in spirit together. That's everything in hour, by the way. We've been talking about hour for the last 3 minutes, right? 5 minutes, right? That's everything in there. We could talk about the hour, we, us, and hour. So when the Great Spirit brings us these meditations, that's what they're referring to. So let's not gloss over this beautiful connection, this consciousness that they are bringing, this teaching that they are bringing to us, because the hour is both seen and unseen. Write that down here. There you go. Write that down. The hour that they're talking to, because we are seen and unseen. The medicine is seen and unseen, right? Spiritual, physical, right? Two worlds, right? Right. We live in two worlds at the same time, right? Yeah, we do. Right. That's the physical and the spiritual. And where do we always start? Grandfather Tony always said we start with the spiritual. Right? Oh, okay. Well, that's a great place to start because usually we start, the colonial world is dyslexic and we start with the physical. So, okay, okay. Right. I don't feel good. I don't feel good. Like I don't look good. I must not be good. Right. Right. Sacred Feminine knows that even better because you're not beautiful until you wear the makeup, until you look like that, until you buy their clothes, the boots, whatever that is. You're not beautiful until then, right? That's just stupid. But, the fact is, and we're still talking about the hour. You are beautiful and powerful. That's the spiritual beginning, and so we honor that. We connect to that. When we start with our first prayers in the morning, the 30-day challengers understand this, really, really got a good grip on this. So we start our day, and this is the traditional teaching from my elder, Tony Stonehall. So we start our day with prayer, with gratitude of prayer, and thank you, Creator. Thank you for this time, this place, this opportunity. I offer this tobacco to you of gratitude and thank you. Allow this beautiful flow of life to flow through me, not just for myself, but for the next 7 generations. That's a beautiful, beautiful prayer. That's a beautiful, powerful prayer to start your day. And, when we do that, it ripples out in all directions to what? The hour, right? So beginning of the day, we've already made connection with what? The hour, right? It's just, and you know what? From here on out, it just gets better. It just gets better from here on out. It's just awesome, awesome stuff, right? And this is not stuff that you hear from the colonial world, any religious, any church, any Sunday. No, we don't hear that, right? Because they have and this is just contrast medicine. This is not good or bad. This is just content. So they turn us into a begging society, right? God, please, just give me this. Just God, give me this. God, please, God, Jesus, God, Jesus. No, we don't need that. We need alignment. We need to walk in alignment. We need to understand that we are part of something great, something powerful, something whole, right? Right. It's simply that. It's not good or bad. What they do. If you want to beg, go ahead and beg. But over here, we connect to each other. We connect to our hearts. We connect to our prayers. We give life, right? That's all part of the hour here, by the way. We haven't left the hour yet. We're still on the first word, the hour. So when we break the hour down, it's like so beautiful and powerful, right? Right? I could talk a long time about it. So what time is it? Oh. Spent 9 minutes on the hour. Okay, so our elders. Okay, what are they talking about? Are we just talking about Grandfather Tony Stonehall? No. Elders. Are elders just the two-legged? No, they're not. The elders are not just the two-legged. Right. So we have to think outside that human weakness zone, that thinking that only elders are the two-legged, the eagles, the bears, Grandmother Mole, the fish people, the fish nations. They are all our elders. They are all our teachers. Write that down. The horse nations. They are our elders. Like you ever sit next to a horse and just they're oozing teachings all day long. They're oozing, right? And it's beautiful and powerful. It's just like mind-blowing, right? Absolutely mind-blowing. We sit next to the horse nation, right? Unbelievable. But you know what? It just gets better when we sit with and we pray with, let's say, the Eagle Nation, Grandfather Eagle, Grandmother Eagle. That's our elders. Those are out there flying right there. Right? We pray to them and they show up. How many times we sat in ceremony? We were in ceremony 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago here in Saskatchewan, and 6 elders showed up right above us. It was a ceremonial weekend, so we were really intentful. We were offering, we were in prayer, we did all this beautiful thing, and then it was after like a ceremony, and we looked up and we're like, oh my God! But that's the beauty. They show up with that beautiful, beautiful intent, spiritually and physically. So when we called, and that's part of the hour, right? It's all intertwined and interconnected, right? Right? These aren't happenstance. It isn't circumstance. It is the sacred hoop, right? Because, like, if we talk here it is. Ready? Like, if we're praying over here, how can they not hear it over here? Here. Like, if we're praying over here, how can they not hear it over here? Right? Hold on, I'm trying to get the two cameras here. So if we're praying over here, so it's me and Peter Nippy over here, and Timothy Smith and Connie and Leah over here, like we're all in ceremony over here. How can they not be hearing it over here? Then they fly around and be like, oh, hi guys, hey, how are you, man? You guys are doing great, man. You guys, that's like amazing, right? I want you to think about that. In fact, take a screenshot here. Don't include me, take a screenshot, and just like here, there we go. Take a screenshot, yeah. There. So put that on your phone. Put these in practice per se. Like when I'm praying over here, I know they're hearing me over there. So that's how we know. That's how we know the next 7 generations. That's how we know. Right? Because we're right here, and the next 7 generations is over here. They're already in the same hoop of life. Right? Just because they're not physical here doesn't mean they're not here. So that means we pray with and for the next 7 generations, which is one of the hallmarks. The power of the indigenous ways, the indigenous circles, is something you will never hear from the colonial world. Like I never sat in church and said, yeah, you know what? Let's think about the 7 next generations. They always do it in some selfish way. Let's save ourselves. Let's save this. No. We connect to all to save ourselves. Really, that's to connect it all, and to understand the power that is life. Right? Without life, what do we have? We have nothing. Right? That's why we pray for all life. Oh my God, we have 15 minutes left. So okay, so we're good on the hour, elders. I love you guys, man. I just love you guys the way you just like. Okay, so. Our elders say, okay, so there's a voice there. There's a language there, right? Okay, so they will always speak in a language which we will understand. Write that down. All the elders will speak in a language, and it doesn't matter if they're here or over there or their ancestors. It does not matter. Does not matter, right? They will always speak, but we have to be intentful and prayerful and mindful. Right. And we have to understand that not all languages speak, right? But they all have a voice, right? That's the deal, right? So they're not going to knock on your door and be like, okay, well, here's the message. No, we have to be intentful. We have to go over to what we live in. We live in the physical, but we hear in the what, beginning the spiritual. Listening is the first form of communication, right? Our ears are not the first form of communication, right? Our heart is not the first form of communication. Like there's people that want to be spiritual and be like, oh, just listen from your heart. No, well, that's okay, and like, I don't know. But we have to be all in. That means we listen from all 5 senses, both here and over there, right? That means part of our listening here is listening to our elders. If we're not listening to our elders, then how can we possibly be listening? It just got really beautiful really quick, man. Right? If we don't listen to the next 7 generations, how can we be listening to ourselves? So we take into account the circle and everything that they are saying. And if we're not taking into account everything we're saying, how can we possibly understand, heal, connect to all those things that bring us life? We can't. Sadness, loneliness, depression always come around because, and that's not a good or bad thing, right? Let's not go back there and label that. Let's understand that, hey, look, like if we're sad, loneliness, depressed, it's just kind of like, I don't know, like thinking about a drink or drug. That's just spirit saying, hey, you have some growth to do. You have some growth to do. Sadness, loneliness, depression is not an ending point. It's a starting point. Write that down. I love you. You don't hear this from any other. You know, there's a beautiful elder here sitting in there, Peter Nippy. I love this guy, man. He's like one of my heroes, man. So big shout out to Peter. Yeah. So anyway, so I love you, elder. I love you, elder. Would love to sit down with you in ceremony. So anyway, so listening from all 7 directions, because we know wisdom, love, and life come from all directions. If we don't listen in all directions, how can we possibly understand this thing called life? How can we connect to all this life? That's like just connecting to, because a lot of people are colonial refugees, so they only listen one direction. That's like, well, they listen to only that thing that they book that they carry, right? Or the people in recovery, we've had a lot of recovery. Well, like if it's not from the big book, then it's not really. No, it comes from all directions. It comes from the East. It comes from the spirits of the East. The power of new beginnings. Who here doesn't want new beginnings? I want a new, beautiful life. And we get an opportunity to sit here, to listen, to connect with, to listen to those voices, those powerful voices of new beginnings. It doesn't have to be the way it's always been. And you don't have to be in recovery to say, oh, I made a mistake yesterday. I want new beginnings. No, the thing is, and write this down. This thing called life just gets better when we connect to all life, So there's always a new beginning, depth and weight, right? Let's say it can just get better. We live in a world where it's just like, well, like we can only be like, happy some of the time. Well, no, the fact is my elders said, no, we're supposed to be happy because we're supposed to be connected to what? All directions, which means we're supposed to be listening in all directions, carrying that medicine with us from all directions all the time, right? We live in a world we live in a world of separation, right? Well, no. And that looks like, oh, okay, you're, okay, and this is going to be really direct. Okay, Standing Bear, you're from the reservation. You're supposed to go back over there. Okay, you're from the colonial world. You're supposed to be okay. You're a Christian. Okay, so you only get your stuff from church. That's the only way you can do it. All right. We need to turn you into a begging culture because we don't want to find your power, right? We need you to beg to this big white guy in the sky. We have 10 things which we don't want you to do, right? If you do them, we got a special place for you and you're going to burn in there for like ever, right? That's manipulation, that's control, that's a bunch of BS. Like if we were to label that's what, and the simple thing is we don't label good or bad. We just say, no, thank you. I'd rather connect to all directions, listening to all elders, including Mother Earth, including the water, including the fire, including all these things that give me life, right? That's the power right there, right? All the ends, just say some of the elders. It says our elders always. Okay, I think I should get back to the reading. I get so passionate about it. Okay, our elders say all our elders. That's what that means. All our elders. This is what all our elders look like. In fact, this is what we all look like right here. Here, there we go. So our elders say always. Okay. I'm not a real big absolute guy, but when the elders say that, I pay attention, man. Right? I'm not a big absolute guy, which means, I'm just not, because that absolutism is a colonialism, right? It sounds like good or bad. Those are absolutes, right? And I don't like that. It rubs me the wrong way, right? It really does, right? So, always. But here, let's find out what they're using. Let's replace that harshness with the alternate to gentleness, right? Always. And here, write this down, right? Write this note in like in your book, right? When they say always, write gentle next to it, right? Write compassionate. There, right there. Write it down. There it is. Right there. Always. Okay, always carry. Always carry gentleness, like use parentheses, right? Write gentleness right here, right? Our elders always say gentle. That's like the teaching behind the teaching right here, beyond and beyond. So carry, always carry your, but let's go back to carry. What are we carrying? Like, are we physically caring? Are we spiritually caring? Are we emotionally caring? Are we mentally? Yes, to all those. Are we carrying all directions? Yes. Are we supposed to carry all the teaching? Yes. Right. That means we're supposed to carry, and this is not about perfection. Like, oh my God, I'm not perfect. I can't carry it. No, 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 no. Carry what you have. Carry where you are. That means be who you are. This is, and again, write down. This is a great time for gentleness. Write gentleness down there. Write gentleness. Right? I love you. I want you to live a really good, beautiful life. That's what I mean. When I say I love you, we're breaking I love you down right here. This is what the elders bring us when we say I love you. It brings tears to my eyes, man. This is like, okay. Our elders say always carry. And it's not just like, again, the New Agers are just carry it right here in our, no. We have to carry this in our words, in what we think, in what we say, in what we feel, We control our feelings. I don't know if you know that. We live in a dyslexic world where we feel from the world. No, we're supposed to connect to the world to feel better. That's what we're supposed to do. That's what we're supposed to feel. The colonial world is dyslexic. They take our power away and we throw it away like confetti. Over here, we turn this thing around and be like, we connect to all these beautiful things that bring us life, fire, air, water, beginning there, Mother Earth, right? We carry all those medicines, right? The flow, the burning, the fire, all these things that give us life. That's part of the things, that we're carrying. And really, at the end of the day, if we really want to take a big, beautiful, powerful look at that, then we find out we are already those beautiful things. In fact, we are made up of all those beautiful things. We just have to come to the realization, step out of that colonial world. Again, just contrast medicine night and day, right? And just say, you know what? I'm going to carry this beautiful light at the center of the universe. Like, just think about that. Write that down. In fact, if some of you want homework, some of you are constantly asking me for something to do, right? So here is something to do. Here, pray with, here, there, write it out. Here. Take a sticky, there, write this down. And we have to use our imagination here. We're doing a little sidebar here. So imagine what it's like. Creator gave you the spark of life, the fire of life, the prayer from the center of the universe came down and offered this to you. What are you going to do with this today? Write that down. How are you going to act? How are you going to respond? Like, you are stewards of this prayer. Write that down. You are steward of this prayer of harmony and balance. Right? You are all beautiful, powerful stewards. And, Creator gave you a beautiful opportunity to carry this beautiful prayer. It brings tears to my eyes. Tears. Once we understand that, wrap our head around it, pray with that, offer that, love that, and then guess what? It becomes a part of us. And then we hear things, know things, understand. There's a level of consciousness and awareness once we understand this. And this is in fact what we do every day. This is what we do every day. This is what every elder has ever taught me. It looks a little different because we're coming from different directions, right? Right. But when we pray to the east, that's what we're praying for. When we sit to the west, that's what we're praying for. When we're looking to the north, that's what we're looking for and praying for, to get rid of those things that no longer serve the prayer that we have been offered. Write that down. I love you. I love you. Imagine that beauty. And this is not about religion, so just say no thank you. No thank you. Right? You can bring that in later, but not here. Right? Just say no thank you. You have been offered this thing called life. You have an opportunity to hear the thing that created life created you, and it gave you an opportunity to carry this beautiful prayer. Own that. We are supposed to be beacons of love and light. We are to be the peacemakers, and we have forgotten that because we live in this colonial world, contrast medicine. Right? That's all that is. Right. Okay. So we spiritually carry it. So we start out with the spirit. So beginning of the day, 30-day challengers. And if you don't know what a 30-day challengers is, I'm going to plug my YouTube channel. Go on Standing Bear the author. We go over about 10 minutes. It's a smaller video, so I have a hard time with small videos. So it's just kind of like so the 30-day challenge is if you want to know more, just go over there. Please like and subscribe on the way over. So please and thank you. So carry your. Okay, so now to talk. How much time? We got 4 minutes left. I'm not going to finish in 4 minutes. I'm just not. So, carry your. Oh, okay, so now they're talking about the individual. They're talking about the us, the hour at the beginning of the read. Now they're kind of breaking that down to say, hey, this is what you have to do. In fact, in like the last 5 minutes, this is what we've been talking about right now. We've been talking about the your medicine. Okay, your medicine, the individual medicine right here. This is what I carry right here. This, like all this, like medicine, all this medicine here. You see all this medicine right here? Like when I go, it comes with me, right? Like when I go to Europe, it comes with me, right? Right? Not because, and this is a little contrast because, there's some people out there, oh, you carry because you want to look good, sound good, and no. It is a place of humility, right? So when we physically carry this medicine, when we physically carry it, it is a place of humility, right? Like when I wear the feathers in my hair, it is a place of humility. I'm not doing it to look cool. I'm looking to remind me to be guided, right? To have the medicine guide me because I'm human, I'm flawed. After my 52 years here, I know that I need help, right? And the help is found in the form of sitting in the circle to remind me that I am part of a greater whole, right? That's what the medicine is there to do. Write that down. So this is not cultural appropriation if you carry the medicine in this way, right? Write that down because there's a lot of people that come from a different road that say, well, I'm culturally appropriate. No, excuse me. So it's not culturally appropriating when you carry the medicine in this really good, beautiful, powerful way, right? We are all part of, so indigenous people, we don't own this medicine. We do not, we are stewards of this medicine. So we teach people, we honor how to honor the ways and the medicine. So if you want to honor the medicine, doing it in a good way, in a holy way, in a sacred way, that means in a humble way, right? That means this, right? Like if you carry this and flaunt it, like out there, hey, look at me, look how cool I am. Like, hey, I am so cool, dude. Look at this. I'm look at me. Look at this. I'm so. You see, it's stuff like that, right? You see how the energy just shifted, right? But when we say this is a sacred, I'm guided by this, right? That's the way we carry the medicine. It's so important that we understand that we carry it in a humble and spiritual way. That's how we do that. That's why we do that, right? So, your medicine. We are, and like here's, we're just gonna run over there. So, your medicine. So this is not about ownership, right? So we leave that conversation at the door. The medicine that is there to guide you, we don't own that, right? So there's no ownership, right? So when it says your medicine, it is the medicine. It simply meant the medicine to guide you. That's simply it, right? So that's my feather. That's this. That's that. No. That's my no. We are stewards of this medicine. We are always stewards of the medicine. Right, the medicine that we have will eventually go someplace else, right? That's the way of the circle, right? So we don't own the medicine. So there's some people out there, well, that's my feather, that's my pipe, that's my, that's my, no, that's my, like you hear a lot of times, and then just, oh, that's my prayer bundle. No, you're actually a steward of that prayer bundle, right? Eventually, so the things that I carry, my sacreds, I know I'm only a steward of, right? So we are stewards of this medicine that is physically with us right now. So eventually, all the medicine that we have, that's why we have this thing called the giveaway, right? It's a very beautiful, powerful medicine, right? very beautiful, powerful medicine. It's called a giveaway. So basically, that teaches us that we don't own everything. We come from a world where we want to own everything. This mind that we don't have enough, then that greed, that entitlement comes in, and that's what ownership brings, right? So, but when we share the medicine, right? Like I am sharing the medicine right now. I'm sharing what has been taught to me. It's been given to me freely, so I offer it, equally freely, right? That's why I do that, right? So we're not even halfway through this thing. Oh my God, this is so beautiful, so powerful. So okay, we have 0 minutes to finish this. So okay, our elders say always carry your medicine with you so that your medicine may carry you. And that's really what we've been talking about the whole time. So, like the medicine that we carry, this is not to look cool, even though I think it looked good, is to remind me to be standing bearer. That beautiful place. That means to stand down. That means to stand with humility, love, courage. So when things come at me, which they do, that's what the colonial world does. It's not good or bad, right? You know, and this is not. They're not testing you. Write that down. This is a choice, right? We just have, So the medicine, they're to remind us that we have a choice, right? It's really that simple. It's not like there's no evil, there's no demons, and oh my God, they told me to do this thing and do that. No, it's really choices, right? And if you make a bad choice, that's not anybody's fault other than your own, right? A little bit in your face, right? So the consequences and taking appropriate action and responsibility and accountability, which is really what, which is really a way that we step in to find our power, which is also the medicine. Like I don't, like a lot of us don't carry accountability medicine, right? Or, responsibility medicine, right? And then when it happens or consequences happen, it's like, oh my God, you know. But there's also good consequences too. When we carry this medicine in a good way, guess what? We're happy. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I think happiness is a beautiful consequence. I'd rather do those things that make me feel aligned, happy, humility. I'd rather be with humility. And really, at the end of the day, and I'm not sure if you're going to hear this any other place, we carry that humility medicine, that we are protected. Write that down. We carry the courage medicine. That means aligning ourselves with the 7 sacred laws. And those laws, the other end to that law is that we are protected, right? No matter what. That means we are able to say, what, like if someone says, Wayne did this, Wayne did that, Wayne did, because I'm hearing rumors about Wayne, and Wayne did this, and we're judging Wayne, and we tell other people about Wayne, and all I say is like, no, thank you, and just hit that delete button, move on, right? To those people that really want to live a spiritual life. That's it. Right. That's it. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing, right? That's beautiful, beautiful, right? I don't know why I'm lighting the sage right now. I'm just lighting the sage. So hopefully that sage is still out there going. So okay, all right. Well, we kind of have to wrap it up. We kind of got another thing here shortly. We're gonna try to get that together right here. No one said that they love you today. I love you very much. So just kind of close. I don't know why. I don't know where this time goes, man. I just really don't. So let's just close our eyes. Let's think about one part of that reading. Let's think about it. Just think about that one part of the reading. So just so you know, the medicine is carrying you right now. It's not me. It's the medicine that flows through me. That's the hollow bones right there. What medicine has guided you to a better life? Think about that. That's powerful, right? There, write that down. Here, there you go. Write that down. What medicine today? And if you can't think of a medicine, then I would say try harder, right? Think about it, right? Like if you're not using tobacco or you're not using, the medicines are everywhere, right? Anyway, okay. All right. The final word is we got to wrap this up. So the final word is this ceremony may end, but the ceremony in you what does not end. Right? Does not end. So let's take what we lived here, learned here, loved here, and listened to here, and take it out to the four winds. Just sense no good to be all spiritual here if we don't take it out there. That means go far beyond hitting that share button. We got to hit that share button. We got to let this message go out. We are the medicine. We have to let the people know that we are here. So share that medicine out there. But more importantly than hitting that share button there, share it right here. If it doesn't go here, then it won't go out there. My name is Kanipa Whitmack, Standing Bearer. And if no one said that, they love you today. I love you very much. Let's have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.